If you think that social media marketing is the key to success on the internet, then you're wrong. And if you want your brand to truly dominate the internet, then you need to prioritize the search engines. Hey guys, welcome to Creative, where we help athletes, sports marketers, and athletic business owners learn how to build those lasting legacies beyond the game. Every Tuesdays and Thursdays, we talk about solutions that can truly change the business of sports. Today, we'll be discussing how to develop an SEO strategy for your brand. We'd love for you to tackle that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything in the future. Depending on how you're marketing and monetizing your brand, the fan base you're attracting can come from more than one path. And unlike the common misconception that apps like Facebook and Twitter are the only platforms they come from, social media is only one of them. Depending on how your fans use the internet, then there are chances that they use search engines more than social media platforms. For some people, search engines like Google and Bing remain to be the first site that people go to for information. And if you're someone who's trying to market themselves to as many sports fans as possible, it's important that you don't miss anyone by not establishing a strong presence in one of the most used platforms on the internet. That's why, as someone trying to market themselves or their products to sports fans, it's important that you establish a strong presence in one of their most used platforms and on the internet. The library of information. Search engines are today's modern libraries. Search engines collect and organize content and other think pieces amongst various topics. And unlike normal libraries that rank their books alphabetically, search engines organize theirs based on a list of factors such as keywords, relevancy, authority, and the quality of content. Now, where does search engine optimization or SEO come in? SEO makes sure that your book checks off every box that the virtual library has on its list, guaranteeing you a spot on the search engine's rankings. They take note of relevant keywords that they think sports fans use while optimizing the technical side of the website. Yes, content and keywords matter, but search engines can't rank sites that they can't read. In order for Google's little librarians called crawlers to rank all of the various books they have, they need to be able to actually read and go through them. If a website is not SEO ready or friendly, they won't be able to explore the site, making ranking very difficult for your team. SEO's main goal is to keep track of all the crucial elements that your website needs to get that coveted high ranking on the SERPs. And here's how to do it. Let's talk about the basics of online searches. Going back to our conversation around search engines being virtual libraries, there are other factors that SEO focuses on in order to get that high ranking their clients want. And these are on-page SEO and off-page SEO. On-page SEO focuses on the content that users actually see on the internet. Strategists gather keywords that they think are relevant to their campaign and target them. The content to be put on the website will heavily depend on the keywords that you've gathered. And from there, the SEO strategy will continue to build content around it. On the other hand, off-page SEO is all about the links and the off-page directed towards your website. Another important element that search engines consider when ranking websites are authority-based content off the website. These are links that come from reputable platforms all over the internet. Crawlers and algorithms are programmed to give higher rankings to websites they deem more trustworthy than most. Off-page is meant to focus on the back end of your website. Like we mentioned earlier, search engines like Google don't just care about content. They care about the actual website as a whole. Is the website safe and working well? Will it respond well to smaller screens like smartphones? These are some of the things that SEO strategists think about when it comes to technical SEO. When combined, these elements can either make or break a website. And now that we've covered the basics of SEO, let's talk about the actual process of building that SEO strategy. So let's talk about the nitty-gritty. How do you develop an efficient SEO strategy? The success of an SEO strategy depends on how it was developed and implemented. In the first part of this SEO series, we'll focus on the actual process of developing one. Creative's process for developing an SEO strategy is divided into two main phases: on-page and off-page SEO. And the first step that we do during the on-page SEO stage of our development is web discovery. We've talked about this before, but let's dive in a little bit on web discovery. Unlike other companies that think keywords are the key to successful SEO strategy, Creative knows better. Over the recent algorithms, our teams of SEO strategists have realized that user flow has become an important element to the ranking factor on search engines. I mean, it's all about your fans, right? And crawlers can tell when end users think your website is inefficient or disorganized. And when your bounce rate constantly increases, your overall ranking will currently take a hit. So before anything else, we spend some time with our clients going through the current user flow that they have. Before we start looking into keywords and content, our team needs to figure out what your hierarchy of your services or your products are. What are the main pages? How can we bring your end users from the entry point of your blog to the actual service pages? These are some of the crucial things that dictate the success of an SEO strategy. But unfortunately, despite its importance, a lot of brands skip the whole process of figuring out their site's user flow. But thankfully, our team of strategists know just how important understanding your users is when developing an SEO strategy. So first and foremost, you want to focus on market research. Once you've dictated the web discovery phase, our team will then proceed to market research. At this point of the process, we'll have concrete user flow map for your website, but this alone is not enough. We need to further get into the minds of your fan base and figure out the different topics that they like, as well as the services they're most likely to purchase. These details will help us figure out the keywords that we should target. Instead of blindly targeting terms or search queries with high search volume, Creative's SEO strategies are developed to target keywords that are relevant to your client's target audience. Keywords that are relevant to your target audience. See, keywords with high search volume won't do much for your campaign if they're not relevant to your fan base. You'll be targeting the wrong people that are most likely uninterested in what you have to offer. So to avoid mistargeting or misaligning, we help our clients figure out the kind of concepts or services their fan base is into. And once we have this information finalized, we'll start working on your keyword mapping. Keyword mapping is the process of grouping and assigning different keywords to your target pages. Like we mentioned earlier, we need to figure out what your main pages are, or your power pages are what we like to call them. We have to figure those out so that once we start the process of building your keyword map, we know which groups of keyword goes to which pages. This concept is similar to the user flow we talked about earlier, but it gives us an idea of how our end users, the sports fan, goes from one point to another. With a keyword map, we can devise a better plan of taking your end user from your blogs and or service pages to one another depending on their intent. The keyword map will also help you get a better picture of the kind of content you'll write in the future. If you already have a website, we'll then kind of go over the website audit. Once that on-page stage of our process is done, we'll start working on the off-page stage by starting with a website audit. Before the actual implementation starts, our team of strategists need to make sure that your site is SEO ready, as it should be, Factors such as responsiveness, quality of hosting platforms, your security, and more will help your ranking in the long run. If crawlers think that your site isn't safe for their end users, the fewer chances of your website getting those higher rankings. Besides great content, search engines also want to make sure that their clients experience safe and great web browsing. So, before we proceed to the actual implementation of our developed SEO strategy, we'll make sure that we don't miss anything important behind the scenes. Now that we've finished the development stage of our process, we'll start the actual implementation of this new strategy. And we'll be talking about that on our series 2 of this video. If you want to learn more about how you can efficiently implement your new SEO strategy, then why not watch the second part of this series? We hope you guys loved today's video. And if you want to learn more about the great solutions that can truly change the game, again, don't forget to tackle that subscribe button and that notification bell. Now, this is Zach with Creative, where business is our sport.